Welcome back to another episode of the Daniel Federico Show. Today, I am joined by Michigan State's women's hockey goalkeeper, Julia Gross, or is it Gross Turkey?
Yes, Gross
Gross?
Turkey. It's a
Uh,
common misconception. It's actually it's a German last name, so most people read it as Gross though.
okay, bad. Because, yeah, I go to school with your sister, and yeah, she told me about you, how you're playing hockey in the States. How has the experience been so far about playing hockey in the States?
So I've been in the States for 3 years so far. So I'm currently a junior, which is a third year. And I started out in Indiana. So I can say it's been quite the journey to get here. That I'm very grateful for the opportunity. But it's been crazy, but crazy good, crazy bad, lots of learning. But I would say I've met some great people and I've been learning a lot, like even educationally too.
What,
And I
what are
got
you, I'm sorry, what are you taking in school?
I'm studying criminal justice and my
Okay,
minor is in Native American or Indigenous studies. Um,
okay.
so I'm hoping to go to law school afterwards to be
Okay.
like a criminal defense attorney.
Not many athletes will be taking some hard programs.
Yeah, most of the time, well, actually, I would say most of my teammates, they've actually been majoring in like biology
Oh,
and
okay.
lots of different sciences mostly. But honestly, there's within the both teams that I have been on, because I played in Indiana as well, there's honestly the girls there have so much depth than what is actually shown most of the time.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. But let's talk about this because not a lot of people go leave Canada to go play in the States.
Right.
What has been the biggest difference from playing? Because you grew up playing hockey in what, Hamilton, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I floated around a lot. So
Okay.
I first like my hockey career in itself is a little bit different because in Canada, as you know, everyone starts skating when they're like 3 years old.
Hmm.
Like as soon as their parents see them walking, if they're like a hockey family, okay, they're gonna go try and skate. I mean, I did come from like my dad's side is a hockey family, but I didn't start skating until like I was made it known. Like I think I was about like 8,
Okay.
9, and I started off playing wing at first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was a forward for 2 years, and I played at the local Hamilton like Hawks like house league. And then my dad played junior B when he was like 15, and he
All
was a
right.
goalie. And maybe like I saw some of that, and I wanted to try it. But then also in turn, I was playing 3-on-3 over at like the quad pad, like Mohawk quad pad. It wasn't even half ice. It was like in the like blue like neutral zone. Like honestly, it was like you heard the buzzer, then the next three went out. Like it wasn't special. But one time we needed a goalie for my team, and I was like, you know what, like sure, and it stuck. Like it just stuck. So then the following season, um, I was in Hamilton still, and I honestly I just wanted to try out my gear. Like I didn't wear goalie equipment ever. Like I didn't know like how to go down or anything like that. So my dad threw myself onto a double B tryout.
Okay.
And I weirdly enough I ended up making the team. Did I play it? No, because like I was not in that stage at all. So I wanted to develop. And then so I played in Hamilton for a year. Then I moved on to play B or double B in Flamborough. And then I moved on from there to play in St. Catharines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Niagara.
then I moved on from there to play in Stony Creek.
Okay.
And then from Stony Creek, I went to North York.
Okay, everywhere in Ontario. Everywhere.
I've, I've been everywhere, and all the coaches I have had in that experience have like they've always given me a chance, and they've always like saw something in me, and I really appreciate all of them. Like once I've like got an offer to go to school and everything like that, I like sent them all like little messages. Like it
Are
was
you are
really
you still in you still keep in touch with them?
as like I try to like I definitely I mean since I was 12 also like most of my career like I can really attribute to like my goalie coach and my strength coach in Hamilton, which is Derek Bougen, which is
Okay.
Bougen pending. He's known me since I was like 12. Like,
Oh, so
so
he's been with you the entire journey.
he's been here the whole time, and he's still here. I know, like when I have breaks and whatnot, like this past break was like American Thanksgiving. I went there, and then like afterwards, we just sit and we talk. Like,
That's awesome. That's
yeah,
amazing.
and then Dave, which is like Hammer, which is HSP, he's like my strength coach. So like, I mean, I was working full time in the summer, so like I didn't have a ton of time. But he still had like online programs, and I would come in and out like when I could. But
Yeah.
they're been a really good support for me, and I really am grateful for them.
That's awesome. What would you
Yeah,
say is the difference from playing hockey in Canada and switching to the States? So what's the difference? Faster, slower? What is
I
it?
mean, I always say for me, you can always tell in hockey players who's American based off of how they skate. It's a
Okay.
really weird niche thing, but I tend to find that American hockey players skate far and wide out. But I will definitely say that like the skill wise is definitely like how they see the game is a little bit different because I find that in like Canada there was such a hard emphasis when you were younger on power skating.
Oh yeah.
I tend to find that Canadians are like good, really good at skaters, but in the States also like there's just like little words and terminologies for different things. But I find that hockey is quite universal too, like
Yeah.
different niche things. Because even like, I mean, I haven't played with anyone from Europe, but like even when there would be like European players on like other teams and whatnot, like we're all kind of like the same. Like,
That's awesome. That's good.
yeah,
That's good to know. So not many people know about Michigan State, how you guys are independent. Can you explain to the people that like what I mean by independent? Because not many people know.
yes. So I play on. So we have two teams for women's hockey. We have the ACHA one and ACHA two. And some people might hear Michigan State and they think NCAA.
Okay.
And that's how it is with most people if they don't have any knowledge on what the ACHA is, like what it is. So for me, I didn't know what the ACHA was when I was getting recruited until like I went to a showcase like for Syracuse University, and then they said there's two pathways. There's the NCAA and there's the ACHA. But for us to be independent, it really falls back onto like the ideology of being an ACHA team in a Big Ten school. Um,
Okay.
Whereas I find in the smaller schools, they're really heavily funded because they have those resources.
Yeah.
But it's we do not get very, if any, support from Michigan State University, which is unfortunate. We do have a
Why
narrow.
is that? Is that because you guys are not with the NCAA or is this because
It's technically because we're a club team and not a varsity team.
okay, okay.
I will say I feel like the difference between like club and varsity, like club hockey is college hockey. We do practices like 3 times a week. We have our office training. Like it's just as like excruciating, and the traveling schedules. Like we're going to Arizona to play ASU. Like
So,
it's
oh, you're playing ASU.
yeah.
So if you guys don't get funded by Michigan State, do you guys like hold fundraisers to get that money to go travel?
Yes, we do. So luckily, we do have sponsorships, and that's how we allocate our funding because we're a nonprofit, of course.
Mhm.
So a lot of people like will sponsor us. They'll put their team like company logo on our helmets, and then we'll do different engagements. Like I know, for example, like as random as it is, Scrub Daddy sent us stuff.
Okay.
Did some content videos for them. So we're really open to anyone who's able to like contribute to us and like help us out in any way. So yeah, the local Lansing community, like even with the minor hockey associations, even just showing up in the stands for our games is support enough.
So when you say sponsorships, do you have any self sponsorships?
So self sponsorships, like I currently like within brands I do not, but for my academics I do, and I want to shout them out really quickly.
Yeah, do it.
So I have two. One is the Dreamcatcher Foundation. I'm proudly indigenous. I'm Mohawk Six Nations, and the Dreamcatcher Foundation really focuses on like empowering Indigenous communities through like funding opportunities, mostly through like education, sports, arts, and health. And they really commit to like supporting Indigenous individuals to achieve and like go for their goals. With easing financial burdens that could come along the way to make sure that like Indigenous youth can really like utilize like resources and there's no like systemic holdbacks. And also the Grand River Post-Secondary Education Office, which again is a big support for Indigenous students to pursue higher education like myself. And with both, they really offer guidance with like the journeys of like an Indigenous person within the education system. And they both invest in like education and awareness and while still grounding us in our culture. And I can say like thank you to both because they have really been a great support system for me as like an Indigenous person within like university systems, and they really help me serve my community and tell me like you need to give back to your community, in which I always do. I always try and be Indigenous representation whenever I can, really speak on my community.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. That seems like two good sponsorships to be with, and that's awesome. But let's get back to the independent with Michigan. So if you guys are gonna go all the way to Arizona, you guys, so you guys are all like, so how does it work with the traveling? Is it, it's obviously plane, right?
So for Arizona, yes, we're traveling by plane. But for example, when we went and we travel so often that I gotta like think of when sometimes we take buses.
Yeah.
And sometimes we carpool if it's like really close. Like
Okay.
we'll bring our equipment together. But yeah, we'll take buses, and then like we're going to Arizona, we're taking a plane. So
So
that's
how does
really
that work? So like, so you guys like at the start of the year, you guys have like a budget because it's all. I'm gonna say it's like who's doing that? Is you guys as a team doing it, or someone in Michigan helping you guys out getting the
so
funds and budget?
we're all player ran. We have an e-board.
Okay.
Like we
Okay.
have a treasury. We have someone, Gracie. Gracie, I love Gracie. Gracie does all our planning, and then we have like Mia and Ainsley. They do all of like our apparel.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and yeah, like the captains have a great leadership role. Our e-board has a great leadership role. So they budget out like our ice bill per month. We pay for our ice because MUN makes us like
Mm.
that's another difficult thing within another thing. But yeah, like we pay for our ice, we pay for like our apparel, we pay to travel, like anything and everything. It's all player funded.
That's actually pretty awesome because that means you guys have no like. Let's say you guys have your like. It's kind of just having your own fun. Say when you guys go to these trips, it's literally just you and the girls.
It's it's lots of fun, but we're very business on our
Yeah,
trips. We're
business.
very
Okay,
business.
yeah. But you guys have like you guys don't have to have like old people supervising you guys. It's all just it's basically playing hockey with your best friends.
Well, yeah, but also we do have a great coaching staff. We do. We have Teresa, Joey, Phoebe, and Tony, which have been great influences, and they really welcomed me with open arms. And I really appreciate everything that I've learned from all of them. But they really like keep us disciplined. They make
Good.
sure like we're good.
That's good. That's actually good. So, even though you guys are not with NCAA, you guys still have the structure of a hockey program, and that's all that matters. And you guys play against big programs. You guys go in Arizona.
Yeah,
Um, you can decide if you want to answer this question or not. Is there like futures of you guys joining the NCAA?
I know it's been like we want to like, and I know that also other like Big Ten programs are really trying to push because I mean, although I'm new to Michigan, like I transferred in, um, there is such a push for like women's hockey and like hockey in general in the state of Michigan, from what I've noticed, is massive.
Mhm.
And the fact that there's no like varsity, and I'm putting this in quotations, varsity level women's program is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That there's like no outlets for all the talent in which they'll go and disperse to other, like if they're looking for NCAA, or like there's nowhere to stay at home from what I've seen anyways. I was
Yeah,
like either.
yeah. So, let's talk about your hockey career for a second.
Yes.
You still have yet to lose. Am I reading this right on the Michigan State website? You are 8-0 in your collegiate career.
Yeah, I actually have, every time I've started a net, I have not lost. Um, yeah, which is
Pretty
crazy,
awesome.
crazy to say, and I'm very grateful for it. Yeah, like my 2 years in Indiana, I haven't lost a game. My current year in Michigan State, and I still have not lost a game. And I'm not knocking on wood
Yeah,
right now.
knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Right now. I'm just gonna try and hope to keep that up as much as I can, and really appreciate the support from both
So,
teams.
yeah, 100%. So you say you transferred in from Indiana Tech?
Yes.
Did I get that right? Indiana Tech.
Yeah.
How was it playing over there? And they're not independent, right? They're with the NCAA, right?
No, they're so the
Okay.
difference. So I'll explain the
Okay.
difference.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my journey from Indiana Tech to Michigan State was honestly one that I did not foresee so quick.
Okay.
Like, because Indiana Tech, when I first got there, it felt like it was a really small school. It's
Okay.
2,000 people.
Wow.
My classes had no more than 30 people in it. And thinking of like coming to the States and playing hockey, like I love the school and I will still stand by that. I love the school. I love the education there. I loved all the girls, but I did what I had to do there and then I moved on.
Yeah.
But speaking wise, like, so I come from this tiny, tiny school in Fort Wayne, Indiana,
Yeah.
and then I moved to East Lansing, Michigan with a Big Ten
A
school.
massive school.
Yeah, I get there the first day and there is 200 people in my class, and the way that you answer like a poll or a question, and I was taking a political science course, you have a remote, you're a
Oh,
number. Yeah,
okay.
you sit there, you're like a question goes on the board, it's like, what do you think this is, XYZ, A, B, or C? You answer on your question, and I'm like,
Oh, this is new.
so yeah, I had to get really used to like the difference. So I can speak on like both perspectives of like a really big school and a really
Really
small school.
small school. But like so Indiana Tech, so you said they're also like an independent school?
Yes, so they're also ACHA, but
Okay.
because they're such a smaller school, they're allocated more funding.
Oh,
They're
okay.
they're considered, so Michigan State is NCAA school,
Mhm.
but Indiana Tech is a NAIA school. They
Oh, okay, okay.
So they were a really, really big like sports school. It's not when you were out somewhere, you're like, oh, what's your major? No, what sport do you play? So yeah, so with that also like talking about the differences of NCAA and ACHA, the way that things are like also a difference is you get more athletic scholarship in NCAA, whereas some schools will say you have an academic scholarship.
Okay,
But
okay,
in
yeah.
actuality, it's,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So so playing at Indiana Tech, how did you like playing for a small school? Like how did it feel? Did it feel good? Did it feel good? Like because you were what, 3-0 the one year?
Yeah.
So you're
Uh,
getting wins. Were people like taking notice? That's what I gotta say.
so the team as a whole, I mean, it was quite a new program when I first got
Okay.
there. So when I first got there, I was the second freshman class
Oh,
because it was the second year of the program, but my first year there. So they're still quite new. Right now, they're
yeah.
a fourth-year program. So in Fort Wayne, I would say it's also a hockey town. They have the ECHL team, which is like the Comets, and then
Yeah.
also had the two. They also have a juniors team, which is like the USPHL. And then they also have my school, which is there was only like 3 universities in town, but I would say it was taken notice by how successful the Indiana Tech program, women's program, was, because we made it to nationals every year.
Hey,
It was really fun. It was a great experience. Like I got to play in Boston, and I got to play in St. Louis, like, and it was really cool.
that's actually awesome. And
Yeah.
then
So
and
the
then now, oh sorry, no,
yeah,
you can keep on going. You can keep on going. You can keep on going.
it took notice of how successful the program was really quickly. And I loved it because all of my teammates were Canadian. Like there was
Oh,
only like
that's that's amazing then.
that was another big difference. I'm the only Canadian on my Michigan State team. So
So how does it feel going from actually how does it feel being the only Canadian on an American team?
it's weird. Like I mean, I do get like I mean, just out and about and stuff like that. I mean, I personally I've never met any other Canadian at that school to this day still. Like but you'll get random questions like say this and say that and how are things there compared to here
Like they're
and
trying to make you say like A all the time.
yeah, it's like this like think of like how people would stereotypically think of like Canadians and then they'll ask you that question.
That's actually jokes. So
Yeah.
let's say like so you're an athlete at the school, but how does it feel to play a sport at I would say Michigan State is now it's like a football school.
Yeah.
Football, basketball, I would say.
Yeah.
Do people still like come out to the games for the Michigan State?
For the men's hockey, yes, because we're currently, I think, well, we've always been number one and we won last year.
Oh, so
Um,
oh yeah, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So for the men's hockey, yes. For us, I would say that there is at least like 30, 40 people. Because again, Michigan is such like,
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%,
big,
yeah. But
um,
the reason why I was asking that is because like sometimes when you're a football school and a basketball school, people forget about your all the other sports teams there.
yeah, I would say that like the athletic department for their NCAA programs really like we'll get emails per week like okay this is what's happening or like on the Instagram or something like that. But I would say for the most part football is huge, especially in
Massive.
the states like in the states too, and it's a Big Ten school like there the days counting up to a football weekend the roads will be blocked off like you'll see people already setting up their tailgates and I'm like when I first got there I'm like what is happening like I have no clue what's going on.
Have you been able to catch some games?
Yeah, actually my old teammates from Indiana actually came down too and
Oh, that's awesome.
it was a lot of fun. We all hung out together, but when I tell you I don't even know like I've been to like the CFL games in like Hamilton like the Ticats. The difference is it's
It's incredible. Yeah, like
insane. Like it's actually like it's insane. Like to describe like how college football is, it's just like you have to go.
yeah, you
Like
have to go and you
you
have
need
to
to
be there.
go.
Yeah. I would say football is probably it's America's game for sure, 1,000%. Even with NFL, how massive it is. Um, but let's so for Michigan State women's hockey, you guys in the ACHA. How has the season been going so far for you guys?
It's been good. I believe so. How the national rankings work is like it comes out once a week on like Instagram, on like the ACHA's Instagram, but also online. I believe right now we might be 13th. I gotta check.
Okay.
But we're doing pretty good. We're playing some good teams, and we're scoring some points. I think our differential was like we were plus 13 or 14
Okay.
or something along those lines. It was like goals for, goals against, and then like our wins and losses. I believe that we're like 8-2-1,
Oh, it's
something.
not bad at all. When you go on the road or when you guys play, do you guys play like a Saturday, Sunday game and then you have a whole week off practice, or is it just one game a weekend and you guys come back?
I'll give you a rundown of the week, like
Okay.
just a typical week.
Yeah,
So
give us it.
um, Mondays we practice at night, like 5 o'clock or something. Tuesdays 6 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah, and then Wednesdays we have off. Thursdays again we practice at night. Fridays it depends. For the most part, like we'll play away on Friday, then come home Saturday, but even sometimes even play on a Sunday.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah,
So
and
the
then
weekends are busy.
quite busy. So like it's still like it's strict college hockey. Like it's
Yeah.
like the same. But yeah, it all depends on the game schedule. Like sometimes we'll play once a week, sometimes we'll play twice a week, and then depending on how the series is, like because again, all our players schedule the games. All our players really like coordinate with the other
Mhm.
programs for that.
Do you guys ever
But
play like in the middle week games, or is it always closer to the end of the week?
end of the week, like sometimes we'll play on like a random Thursday, but like it's always the end of the week because school is a really big priority.
Oh, 100%. That's not bad at all. But I think I've asked all my questions. Do you have anything else you want to talk about the Michigan program? And let's say you guys are a nonprofit, right?
Yes.
What do you does any can anybody just donate to your program?
I would say, yeah, like anyone who wants to reach
So if
out, help us out.
so if they can, and let's say someone that's watching this that's really big for Canadians playing in the States want to, you know, donate some money, where can they get that? Do you know? Only if you know.
So I would say the best way to do so is we do have a fundraiser on our Instagram. We have a form that you can fill out. It's a QR code, and there's different levels that you can donate at, or you can just donate as much as you would like. Anything is really, really appreciated. So you can go on our Instagram, and that also was a big difference that everyone in the States Venmos. I don't have, I don't have Venmo, but you can Venmo or Cash Out my team to do so. Or PayPal them if you're Canadian, because that's what I do. Or yeah, like really, we have an email in our Instagram bio, or you can DM us on Instagram. We're happy, even if you're a brand wanting more outreach.
Yeah.
We're really good with talking with people and willing to do a lot. So
Okay, that's not bad at all. So before we end it off too, do you want to say anything to, the up and coming woman in like let's say like the up and coming girls in hockey right now, like 12, 13, 14 years old that just became a goalie, just started hockey. You have anything to say to them?
I would say really just have fun. Like I know it's a big thing, but really enjoy your time in your development before it gets really, really like serious. I mean, I'm always having fun, but enjoy that development, enjoy learning new things. And I will say, watch a lot of NHL on TV, watch a lot of PWHL on TV, and find a goalie you like. And if you see a save that they make, copy it. That's how I
All
learned.
right, that's good. That's a good point right there.
And really focus on building a healthy mindset and healthy mind frame, because your mental health as an athlete is just as important as like your physical health, especially for performance. So I would say really just have fun, keep pushing, and enjoy like your journey on things.
All right. Well, Julia, thank you for coming on. I very much appreciate it. And what else you want to say? Go Michigan State.
Go green.
Go
Go,
green. All
go
right.
green.